Hi everybody, this is Paula. I love you guys. Thank you for all the subscribers. I'm going to start with that. Thank you. You guys are amazing. And I have to admit, it took me a while to get into The Last of Us. I'm going slowly. I'm on season 1 right now. I'm on to episode 7. I'm almost at the end of that one. And I gotta admit, I love it. I don't do zombies very well. I can't handle them very well. They scare me to death. So at least one of the ones that scare me to death. So just want to let you know that first. I don't handle zombies very well. So bear with me on this, okay? Now I'm on season 1 of The Last of Us, like I said, and I want to talk to you some of the episodes I've watched so far. Um, I'm on episode 7 now, about to finish that, going into the last 2 episodes. When we start off in The Last of Us, and I am originally from Massachusetts, so it said Boston, but I think but they were from someplace else. So kind of hoping they would be filming in Mass, but they didn't. So that's the first thing. Second thing, when we start off, like I said, they're in Boston, but they didn't film in Boston. We get introduced to our characters. We get introduced to Pedro Pascal as a Joel Miller. Yeah, as a if I can get this name out right, Joel Miller. At first, when I had been there, they told my mom because of a dialogue, thought his name was itself for some reason, but it's not. So we get introduced to him, to Joel Miller and his family, and they get uh, Joel Miller and his family, and of course it's set in popular time, and the people who are there is a virus involved. Well, they started the outbreak of the virus that gets involved, and the people who are infected turn into zombies, apparently. Really know how to move fast, so. Yeah, the people are infected. But when we start off, there's an outbreak of a virus. The infected turn into zombies, and we get introduced to our main cast. Joel Miller, played by Pedro Pascal, his brother, of course, Tommy, and when they arrive in Boston, we get introduced to when him and his wife get into when he arrives at the QZ as they call it. We also get introduced to a second main character. Only 1 minute. I can just back up. When we first okay. As I just said, we get what was introduced to Joe Miller, who sees his neighbors get infected. It's an outbreak of a virus, and then the infected get turned into zombies. So he's the first person we get introduced to as Pedro Pascal as a Joe Miller. When we get to the QZ, as they call it in this series, we also get introduced to a second main character, Ellie, played by the fabulous Bella Ramsey. Perfect casting, perfect casting, Pedro, love it. I don't care who hates her. I love her in this role. And she is Emmy nominated. So is Pedro too, by the way. And I love people from the second season too. So love her, love her, love her. Fuck you, haters. Fuck you. Anyway, that's the first episode. Is that this we have the setup of the main story and get introduced to the main characters. The QZ, as they call it in the show, it's set in Boston, but they didn't film in Boston. Sorry. but it was perfect. So it was, when we get introduced to that, the story is very well written, love it. And as we go along, we find out more about Poe. See, when they first, during the first episode, they want us to think that Joel Miller is a good guy. He is a great guy. He reminds me a little bit of MacGyver. Uh, My first initial impressions of Joel was he reminded me of a cross between Hans Solo and Indiana Jones. Well, I was wrong. Now Joel reminds me of MacGyver. He reminds me of a lot of MacGyver stuff because he has that ability to his ability and where he can be like a hands-on kind of guy. The guy I met, he looks great on the horse. Yeah, great on the horse. So that's the first episode. And the guy I met that episode is 6. Let me go a loop when he finds his brother Tommy. Tommy gets introduced in episode 1, and he's they trying to escape from the infected and end up going to his thing. So they get separated. Tommy goes in one direction, he goes in another direction, and that's how we introduce Ellie and how they form is some kind of a bond, and he's helping her out. So they do escape and they start moving around. And in one of the locations, we meet, we get reintroduced to Brother Tommy. We understand and they start talking about the past and how Joel is a killer, I think. And like I met, it took me for a loop. Joel is a good guy. Joel is trying to help this young lady out. And you tell me from episode 1 to episode 6 that someone turns into a killer. I'm sorry, but I'm not buying it. And he looks great on the horse. So, I love the cast. Again, fuck you, haters of Bella Ramsey. She is perfect. Love the cast. I love the writing. The story is incredible. Very current, very, very current, very unpredictable, I think. In a lot of ways, it's compelling. And one of the best dramas on on HBO Max. So one of the best. Can't be Stranger Things though. They rock. But The Last of Us is fantastic. The writing is fantastic, the editing is fantastic, the makeup is fantastic, especially on the zombies. So the sound effects are fantastic, the sound itself is fantastic, the cinematography is fantastic. This was based on a video game, so the CGI is fantastic too, especially with the zombies. So love this. Wanted to chat with you. And I want to let you know my thoughts on The Last of Us. Thank you.